right, Elevate Kids, welcome back to our Wednesday night service, Science with Crazy Miss Sarah. We are going to get into some fun here and go over our power verse. For right now, I want you guys to get up and get active with our praise and worship music, and we will be right back.
Store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. There your heart will be also. Where your treasure is, store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. There your heart will be also. Where your treasure is. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. There your heart will be also. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. There your heart will be also. Where your treasure is. Where your treasure is. Where your treasure is.
That's where your heart will be. 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 That's where your heart will
Elevate Kids, I hope you enjoyed the praise and worship tonight, and thank you for joining us. It will be a little simple tonight. We're just going to use a flashlight and a wash rag, and we're just going to kind of go over our power verse of Hebrews 13:5. For God has said, I will never leave you and I will never abandon you. So we're going to kind of see how light shines in the dark. We are going to go over Joseph and how he shined his light through all of this darkness, and how that relates to our power verse of Hebrews 13:5. For God has said, I will never fail you, I will never abandon you. And so what do we know about light, guys? We know that it is super bright, that it's attractive, and that it just shines through the darkness, right? So have you ever heard of that phrase, a deer in headlights? Because even animals and bugs, they are attracted to light because it's so beautiful and bright that it just kind of stops them in their tracks, right? So we're gonna go over that. And what do we also know about light is even when darkness tries to cover it, so it may make it dim, but it doesn't fully put it out, right? Because the light is so bright that it just shines through that darkness. So we got to play around a little bit in the dark, guys. And it's super fun. Go into your bedrooms or your bathrooms, turn the light off, turn a flashlight on. Super fun to play in the dark. When Joseph was sold into slavery, how he applied that is he relied on God. He didn't rely on himself and his own actions and what he was doing right and wrong, even though he was doing things right. It was really God working through him, and he allowed the light to shine continuously through him no matter what circumstance he was put in, right? And so Joseph knew that God had a plan for him. He had already had this big miraculous dream that his family was going to bow down to him. So he knew that something special was planned for him. He just didn't know when or how or when it would take place. And because of this light that was inside of him, Potiphar, the jailer, Pharaoh, the cupbearer, they all knew that something was different about Joseph. And that's how we as Christ followers are supposed to be. People around us are supposed to notice that difference in us and see that light that's inside of us. When we walk down that path with God, we decide to live the way that God wants us to live, not the way that we want to live. And when we do that, he helps us shine our light super bright for everybody around us to see. All right, Elevate kids. So things you'll need for the science experiment part of tonight is we are using fluorescent paint, or glow-in-the-dark paint would be even better. We will have some baby oil, a jar of water, and then some good old Alka-Seltzer. And just for extra fun, we have some fluorescent confetti, and that is all you will need for tonight. All right, Elevate kids, so we're gonna do just a fun little event to go with tonight's little lesson. And this is just a really cool way to see different things that glow in the dark, or to be the light in the dark, as we talked about earlier. So I have already put the paint in the water, warm water, and just let the paint set for a little bit. And then now we will put the oil in, put the oil in. Okay. And then maybe some fun glow-in-the-dark confetti here. We will put the seltzer in and see what happens. Okay, you guys see that paint bubbling? See that moving around? It's kind of like a glow-in-the-dark lava lamp. Some of you kids are a little too young for those lava lamps, but your parents know what I'm talking about. And here comes the lava. All right, guys, stick around and we'll see you in a little bit. Thanks for joining us tonight, guys. I just want to give you a quick announcement is we are still planning on having a kids camp, and that is going to be July 12th through the 15th. The cost is $140. It is only 3 days this year. I'm super excited about that. I hope the kids are too. We will be getting that information out to you guys. Some parents have already reached out to me, and that is perfectly fine too. We will try to get you guys, any material that you need. We will start that probably beginning to middle of June whenever we find kind of some more stuff out about all of this. But also, if any parents want to volunteer, please message me individually on Facebook, through my cell phone. If you already have my number, you can call me at the church and just let me know that you want to volunteer for that, and I'll get you some information for that too. So we will see you guys Sunday morning. Thanks for joining us.